Welcome to another lesson on Lucid English TV. In this lesson, we are going to start a new series entirely, and the topic for today is pronouns and their antecedents. Pronouns are words that belong to the word class in English language. They are used to replace nouns, specifically to avoid redundancy or irrelevant repetition. On the other hand, antecedents are words that subsequent words replace or refer to. So in this case, we are defining antecedents or describing antecedents as the nouns replaced by pronouns. So we are looking at the relationship and the common oversight. So let me say errors by ESL users of English language, or perhaps native speakers of the language as well. So there are instances where you see some inordinate selection between the pronouns and the antecedents. So this is a focus for today's video. Let's consider this paragraph very quickly. Jolie, seeing that Jolie was late again, decided to take off Jolie's shoes and try tiptoeing to Jolie's room to avoid waking up Jolie's mother or father. However, Jolie was unlucky this time. Jolie's family's cat was just behind the door, perhaps bored and anticipating Jolie's return. Immediately the door opened. The cat meowed. It was loud and so disturbing that Jolie's mom left Jolie's mom's room to see what could be wrong with the cat. Jolie knew Jolie was done for. Looking at this paragraph, not even carefully, when you just see a kind of paragraph like this one, you notice that a particular noun is being repeated several times, which is not normal or not standard enough. It's not even standard at all. But then there is flexibility in the language use, in the sense that there is a word class that has been provided for you to replace and avoid such irrelevancies. That means the noun Jolie, which is repeated several times in this paragraph, could be replaced by the appropriate form of the pronoun that can replace it. In this sense, looking at this as an antecedent, there are certain parameters we have to check before we can replace this pronoun, and that is what we are going to consider in this video very quickly, and I'm going to show you that step by step. Okay, let's move on. Okay, before we move on, let's look at it again. There is another observation that there are some instances where the meaning is not well construed. For instance, if we check the last sentence in the paragraph, Jolie knew Jolie was done for. It seems as if the reference there is more than just one. Perhaps we have a Jolie knowing that there's another Jolie, was done for. But the appropriate use of pronoun here will not only reduce the redundancy, but also bring in clarity of expression. Let's move on. To avoid excessive and irrelevant repetition of pronouns, for example, the pronoun Jolie in the paragraph we just considered, the appropriate forms of pronouns can be used to replace it. Can be used to replace Jolie there. Can you see, even in this sentence I've given out, it there is replacing the word Jolie there. Okay, here are some types of pronouns. Okay, number one, we have personal pronouns. Personal pronouns, I won't go into detail in this video. In the description of this video, I will drop a link there. You can visit the website given there to download more materials on that, or send us an email that will reply to it immediately. Alright, personal pronouns are pronouns that are used to replace persons, nouns pointing at persons, and they come in different gender. You have personal pronouns for male, he. You have personal pronoun for female, she. You have personal pronoun for neuter, non-living thing or plant. That's it, but popularly. and they also come in numbers too. We are going to explore that later. Reflexive pronoun, on the other hand, are used, to show an action that comes back to the speaker as well. Okay, I'll drop a material later. So we have a number of them. We have personal pronoun, reflexive pronoun. Those are the self pronouns: himself, themselves, myself, yourself. Reciprocal pronoun, each other and one another. Relative pronoun, that's that, which, another other ones, that WH pronouns. Then you have possessive pronouns. These pronouns are used to show ownership. You want to show that, okay, you own something, somebody owns something. You want to replace a noun that is showing ownership, then you go for a possessive pronoun. Mine, yours. This pen is mine. That pen is yours. Okay, the yours there, the mine there. Instead of saying this pen is my pen, you can say this pen is mine. Demonstrative pronouns, we have 4 of them. We have that's, and those. That singular, those plural, and that and those there are used when the object you are trying to talk about is far away from you. On the other hand, we have these and these. Those ones are used when the object is near, the reference is near. Interrogative pronouns are used to ask questions. Emphatic pronouns are more like the reflexive pronouns, but these ones, the function differentiates them. So they are used to emphasize. I did the work myself. Myself there is emphasizing. Okay, and indefinite pronouns, these are pronouns that replace unspecific nouns. You don't know their numbers, you don't know the gender. Somebody was here. Somebody can be male, can be female. Somebody can even be more than one. So somebody was here. So you use singular verb with indefinite pronouns. Those ones are clear, but that's not the contention today. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so let's reconsider the same paragraph again. Jolie seeing that she was late again. Now you can see there's clarity. Instead of saying Jolie seeing that Jolie was late again, by saying Jolie seeing that Jolie was late again, one is vague. The meaning there is vague because you cannot, you don't know how many person, okay, we have in the paragraph anymore. But now that you have Jolie seeing that she was late again, okay, that means we are just talking about one person, and the pronoun has been used to replace it to to reduce irrelevant repetition. So let's move on. Jody seeing that she was late again. Now in selecting the pronoun she there, so many things were considered. Number one is the gender. Okay, that means Jolie is a female person. Decided to take off her shoes. That means you can see now that appropriate use of pronouns to replace the antecedent can bring in clarity in expressions. Okay, decided to take off her shoes and try tiptoeing to her room. So if you perhaps you have to pause this video and go back to the previous. Okay, let's see the previous paragraph again. And look at that here. The previous paragraph, you can see seeing that Jolie's room, tiptoeing to Jolie's room. You can see it seems as if, okay, there was a particular Jolie, then another Jolie again, and going to another Jolie's room. That's the first disadvantage, is the disadvantage of you repeating now excessively, unnecessarily. But then the language is flexible enough that you can use pronouns. What we are always saying is that pronouns should be used appropriately, and you have to consider one, the gender, and two, another thing about the she that is used here. You can see that here when we were going to replace the Jolie here, we used she was late, one, because we discovered that Jolie is one person, that's singular. Two, Jolie is a female person, okay, so that's two. And three, Jolie is a subject here. In English language, the subject usually precedes the object, and the verb as well. That's the predicator. So she was, this was is a predicator in this sentence, so the she will come before it. So you cannot use her here, you cannot use her. to be inappropriate. So that's one of another thing we considered. So you see, decided to take off her shoes and tried tiptoeing her shoes. That's possessive, okay? But in this case, it's not a possessive pronoun, this is a possessive adjective because it's qualifying a noun, shoes. I'll say more about that later. And tried tiptoeing to her room, another one, to avoid waking up her mother and father. However, she was unlucky this time. You see, looking at writing essays is very easy. You just have to be conscious about the sense relations. One of the functions of pronouns is that they maintain smooth sense relation in your paragraph. You can easily, move from one sentence to another and connect ideas together in different sentences when you have used pronouns appropriately. It's quite easy. Now, but that aside, let's consider something here. In the first sentence, you have again, the word again. And if you come down, you can see this time. This time is indicating the word, is emphasizing the word again. Jolie is saying that she was late again. Can you see? However, she was unlucky this time. That means perhaps she has been doing this over times, but this time around she was unlucky. So let's see. Instead of repeating a family's cat, what do we have there? Instead of repeating a family's cat, what do you see there? Instead of repeating Jolie's family's cat, okay, redundancy. A family's cat was just behind the door, perhaps bored and anticipating a return, Jolie's return. Immediately, a return, that's possessive pronoun. Immediately the door opened, the cat meowed. It was loud and so disturbing that Jolie's mom left her room. Can you see that? Jolie's mom left her room. Jolie's mom left her own room. You can see she left the room where she was to see what could be wrong with the cat. Jolie knew she was done for. To be done for is a phrasal verb which means to be near, close to death, to be dying. So in the next video, I'm definitely going to tell you more about these features that you should consider before you choose an appropriate form of pronouns. So in the feedback section, you can drop your own comments and questions. I will definitely respond to them. Once again, you're welcome to Lucid English TV. Kindly subscribe and like the channel. Thank you very much.